Onetox represent Solomon Island people say. We people style originally from my homeland. Like my old man said, there's nothing impossible. So we have to bring this message to my brother lyrical. Straight from the crew, out to the blue. We represent the voices of my ancestors calling. And I was getting more and my culture is falling. Now we have a step up for the past 20 calling.
Once down was it stop, ain't nobody gonna stop us. People, everybody, would you listen to us for a start? No point complaining unless we partaking. We represent the cause of the ones falling. We resemble true art. When we bust the line, flip the rabbits from our heart. No, there's never gonna be another. Everybody stop.
Previously on Delos, we partied hard with our new classmates. Did some sweet activities. Got another crew member. And finally headed out of the marina. We were all super stoked to finally get out to the islands again. We had light winds from the northwest, which meant sweet downwind sailing. So we set the forward ballooner for an easy ride.
Stuck in your mind, we're pushing forward, one word at a time. You know right now, oh you know it's time to wishful sign out, so you know it's time. Oh it's time, no it's time.
Anyone use this one?
With no more city craziness and beautiful downwind sailing, everybody got right into chilling mode. And the day just kept on getting better.
It's beautiful.
It's gotta be the best, one of the best ones we've ever seen.
It's so beautiful.
Great sunset, girls.
That's sexy.
The next morning, I got woken up in the best possible way. Dolphins at the bow. The rest of the sail was pretty much beating into 20 plus knots, with a 2-knot current against us. Not ideal conditions for our new crew. But we made the best of it, and I was just so happy to be sailing again.
Are the winches on? Should be. Just looking out for disturbances in the water, making sure everything's okay for us to clear on through. Gotta be safe out here.
Well, we just arrived at, where are we? There we are. Just sailed about 330 miles from Davao. And everybody's pretty tired, but happy to be here. So here's Dapa. Here's General Luna, where Cloud 9 is. And here we are.
My mom had never been on Delos before, and it felt so amazing to be able to share my sailing life with her, and for a whole month too. It was definitely quite an adventure to get back to the boat from the airport. It started off with a 40-minute trike ride, followed by a 30-minute bumpy dinghy ride back to Delos. We also just happened to be anchored swimming distance from this amazing beach, where we spent a few days just relaxing. Brady decided to be a photographer of sorts for a while. Oh yeah, classy Brady. And the new crew did their first Delos introductory dive.
So we're off to General Luna. Yay! Leaving Charlotte for a nice relaxing day on the boats.
So after a few chill days at the beach, it was time to check out the town. The vibe at General Luna is really laid back. The mix of sand streets and chill-out resorts reminded me of something you would get if you crossed the Old West with a hip surfer town and placed it in the Philippines. We got back to the dinghy and it was now the favorite playground in town. We had a few more incredible days in General Luna. Brian went to a bizarre machine shop where he fixed our water maker. And you know you're in the Philippines when the machinist takes a break to slaughter a chicken for lunch. One of the craziest things we noticed here is a triple rum and coke is cheaper than a double, which is cheaper than a single. Why, you might ask? Well, here in the Philippines, the Coke is actually more expensive than the rum. Yet another reason why it's more fun in the Philippines. All was heaven except one small detail. This was definitely one of the rolliest anchorages I've ever experienced. And I think it was getting to us all. So we decided we'd had enough, fired up the engine, picked up the anchor, and set sail for Bucas Granda.
Here we are just off General Luna in Siargao, and we're going around and then over to here where it shouldn't be so rolly.
Very exciting.
Yeah. Your mom's first sail.
We all fell into the beautiful motion of Delos on the sail. And before we knew it, we had a ride in Bucas Granda. As usual, Maggie went ahead to scope out the area. We ended up stern tying Delos to this cliff. After telling our friends we met in Davao what a sweet spot this was, Steve and Prue joined Delos for a little raft-up party.
Rafting up.
The next morning, we were all up nice and early for a touristy tour amongst the nearby islands. This whole area is a maze of limestone cliffs and waterways, and was only accessible by local banka boat. So for a few dollars each, we hired one for the day.
Just get shot out. It's so cool. Oh yeah!
Yep. Our guide sneakily grabbed all the girls' asses as he helped us out of the cave. The last treat of the tour was a small lake full with non-stinging jellyfish. Over time, these bizarre but totally cute creatures have evolved to lose their painful stingers. It wasn't high season, but we still managed to spot a few.
Everybody ready for an adventure?
Oh man, the dinghy's about 2,000 degrees. The aluminum was interesting.
The next day, the sun was out again, and we were off to see if we could find a diving platform that was supposed to be somewhere in the area. Right as we started to doubt that this platform really existed, we saw a promising structure in the bottom of the bay. Jackpot! And it looked sweet too.
Oh yeah. Pasta salad.
We stayed at this fantastic anchorage for about 1 week before heading back to General Luna. Charlotte had new adventures waiting, so we dropped her off in a random village where she took a banka boat to the nearest airport. A few days later, we said a sad goodbye to Ash as well. It was super awesome to have you guys on board. Up next, the crew set sail for the island of Bohol. has a raging New Year's Eve party, and swims with whale sharks.